We're growing together. I'm getting better, and I want you to get better too. That's what this is all about. What are they doing at Crunch Fitness? At Crunch, they're not worried about time under tension. They're not worried about controlling the reps. They're just mindlessly going through the motions because they're worried about getting to rep number 10. We're gonna think about tightening your quads before you move, making your quads own every inch of the movement. This is a freaking mind F. I don't even memorize my own weights, because if I memorize my weights, then I go into each exercise with a bias that limits me. Max tension, we're utilizing every phase of motion. Ooh, that was a freaking max effort rep.
Oh my God, I'm just playing with them now, yeah. Oh my God, what she saying, say it loud, yeah.
The weight doesn't matter as long as you're pushing your effort, taking yourself near failure. These are the ingredients to hypertrophy: time, tension, effort, execution, going near failure. 4-step rep. What is it? Well, step number 1 is I'm gonna tighten my quads before I move. Step number 2 is I'm gonna squeeze my quads so hard that they are owning every inch of the motion. Step 3, squeeze the top. Step 4, fighting all the way down. One of the awesome things about leg extension is that it's really easy to do drop sets here. I've talked a lot about drop sets and time under tension. I am almost always doing drop sets. So starting heavier, dropping lighter, because as I've talked about, when you're doing things that are time-based and effort-based, your fatigue level just goes like this, and it should. That means that you're pushing yourself. So if you start on freaking 170, there's a good chance by the last set or by the, in the middle of a set, you may have to drop it to freaking 50 pounds. It doesn't matter. The weight doesn't matter as long as you're pushing your effort, taking yourself near failure. Remember, this is in the intro, I talked very specifically about these are the ingredients to hypertrophy: time, tension, effort, execution, going near failure. These variables, they all change during your sets. They all change rep to rep. Your weight, your tension, your effort, all these things have to be constantly monitored. That's why I'm trying to do this with you, is because these are ingredients. They're not things. Time under tension is not a system. It's a variable. Okay, time is started. Here we go. Tightening before I move. I'm gonna make my quads eat freaking shit. If I'm not talking, it's because this is not freaking easy. Making my quads control every inch of the lowering, decelerating, stopping. I'm tightening here first. I gotta drop it. Sheesh. You can definitely tell this is my 16th set. Mechanical tension is your muscles' effort against the resistance for a certain period of time. Quads are constantly engaged. Time is up. That was a very interesting first set. Rest. So when I get a question where somebody says, hey, how do I know what weight to choose? At this point, week 3, there's just no way you're watching the workouts if you're asking me that question, because every set I'm covering these things. And if you sent me a message for me and you said, how much weight are you using? I wouldn't even know how to answer that. Today, for instance, this is a freaking mind F. I have no idea at this point what I can do because I'm so freaking gassed. I don't even memorize my own weights, because if I memorize my weights, then I go into each exercise with a bias. And typically that limits me. Remember that first rep I did where I couldn't get the weight up? I didn't know. I had no idea what I was gonna be able to do, because this is in a different order than it was a couple weeks ago. And take your biases out on your weight. Remove your biases. Go with what you can. Go with what you can do to push yourself. And that's how you get your max, so you don't limit yourself. Here we go, round 2. I'll start heavier. I don't even know what hole I put it in. Here we go, 1 minute. I do know this. I'm gonna tighten the shit out of my quads, and I'm gonna make them own every inch. Man, this is enough, whatever it is. Constant tension, constant engagement. Four-step rep. What is it? Well, step number 1 is I'm going to tighten my quads before I move. Step number 2 is I'm going to squeeze my quads so hard that they are owning every inch of the motion. Step 3, squeeze the top. Step 4, fighting all the way down. I gotta drop. This time I'll do 2 more. I don't know if you can see this, but this vein is new, and I'm proud of it because I've been working my ass off. I can't even extend my knee. That's it. Rest. Whew. Round 2 is over. Set 17. Maximal rest for maximal work. 1 minute. We're growing together. I'm getting better. I'm getting better in here. I'm getting better at teaching it. And I want you to get better too. I want everybody to get better. That's what this is all about. Like I said, this is the workout where I have not made fun of crunch the most. That's when you know I'm effing tired. That's what we're supposed to be, right? I also went in today with a different mindset. From my teaching standpoint, I went in today wanting to really show effort and show. There's a lot of instruction that goes on in the first 2 weeks. So from here on out, I'm definitely obviously going to keep instructing, but I want you to see what happens here and how we win here and then here. Round 3. Start heavier, drop lighter if you have to. Okay, I'm on the top of my hip bone. From here, I'm gonna go back into the seat so that I stay arched to my back. Why did I do that? Because if I don't sit on top of my hips, what people do is this. This is how they start the leg extension. Right here in this very shitty posture position. Well, why does that matter? Because you have a quad muscle that attaches right frickin' here. And when you are in lumbar flexion, it changes the length tension of a muscle called your rectus femoris. And that matters because remember how we've talked about when you give a muscle length, that extra length increases its contractile ability? Well, when you are here, you decrease your rectus femoris' ability to contract. And watch people do leg extensions. I've talked about this when I made fun of crunch, which I haven't done that much, but when people do leg extensions, they do this. They go like this. So many times you'll see them come forward to the trunk. They're inhibiting their freaking quad. So you don't want to do that because it's not good for your back. It's also, you're hurting your own ability to do it. So you want to keep your chest up tall, stay anchored with your pelvis rolled this way here. This is the way you get the most from all 4 quads. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found this beneficial. If you did, please hit the like, hit the subscribe button. This will help me and ensure that my content reaches more people on YouTube. If you want to join the MGB officially, you can scroll down in the description and there are 2 links. One is to the Apple App Store and the other is to the Google Play Store. And you can join my app for free and view some free content. And I also have some really in-depth programs. I have a complete blueprint that's gonna walk you through how you can build muscle the most efficiently and the safest way possible. I hope you join me next time.